I think there is no any military pressure or any strategic pressure on Israel to give the Palestinians what they want in this case, right?
No, no. And if you go by past behavior, let's predict what will likely happen. Just looking at Israel's negotiation style, basically, they could very easily pull Trump into a trap. And the trap would be to say, Donald Trump, oh, we liked your idea about administering Gaza and etc. So a two-state solution with the U.S. as the chief administrator. Trump is the guarantor. We're talking about in negotiations here, just presenting the idea. That's a non-starter, but Trump would lead with that. The other one they would lead with is that we could have an independent state, including Gaza, but without Hamas. Well, at the moment, that's a non-starter as well. So then they would go back and say, do the Israeli spiel, which is, oh, we offered them a perfectly good deal at Oslo, and they just turned their back on it. It's their own fault. They had a perfectly good offer. They would do exactly what they did before Kevork, try to tie down some kind of bad border agreement for the Palestinians. And if they reject it, then they would go to the world media and the press and say, look at these Palestinians. They just don't want peace. They just don't. They don't have leadership because we've killed them all. But anyway, they don't have leadership. and then that would kind of give Trump off the hook. And that would sort of default back to where they were when they were putting the Abraham Accords together. But as we both know, the Abraham Accords, it's the biggest piece of garbage of any international deal you can imagine. Because imagine negotiating accords and you don't even bring the primary stakeholder to the table and you just do it in absentia, which is what Jared Kushner and the Trump administration did in the first term with the Abraham Accord. That's a non-starter, but that's the whole legacy. And in America, they believe it was a great success. More than half Americans in their deluded, worldview, because of Fox News and CNN, they believe that the Abraham Accords brought peace to the Middle East. I mean, come on. So look at
they paved the way basically for October 7th.
It did. And all of this, all what we're talking about here, Kevork, it's just buying time for Israel, because that's what really matters at the end of the day. And until somebody steps up, a U.S. leader steps up and calls that out and say, no more of this. We know you're going to build settlements. You want the Jordan Valley. You want all of these huge swaths of land in the West Bank and half of Gaza. Sorry, it's not going to happen. We're going to revert to international law. Here's the UN resolutions.